Do you think you have a voice for Tama?
Yeah, I think I can muster a voice for Tama.
All right.
I think I got something up in the old noggin. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, the music.
Look at him. Look at the. You can see him from here.
This is already amazing. I love this. I love this route.
The screen is more saturated than normal.
It should be. Is this Tama talking?
Yeah, well, it's Tama narrating.
Okay. Let's see. What voice do I got for Tama? Alright.
It's so hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else on the street looks nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe, for that matter. But hey, what can I do?
What you gotta do is you gotta install an air conditioning unit on the inside of the mascot.
Oh, they actually do.
Do they really? You could fit it in that head.
Yeah,
so
Disneyland does it.
Oh, well, Disney has infinite money.
Well, yeah.
It's the most ambitious crossover event of the century. Internal heating and mascots.
Oh, I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm going to pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for the people on those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here, and I'm this close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do?
What?
Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer.
Oh, they're advertising it. For a second there, I'm like, I don't think you should be like taking diet drinks while you burn to death in your mascot suit. You might have some unhealthy life loops going on here.
Yeah, I don't think a diet drink and dehydration just mix like ever. I literally think...
I thought that was her like solution for the problem for a second there. I'm like, oh no.
I was gonna say, I think most like diet drinks tend to be like a way to make you pee a lot, so that way it loses water weight, because that's the way to lose weight quickly.
Pretend to lose weight.
Yeah,
it comes
pretend
back
to lose weight.
You drink water again.
Because you need it to not die.
I know they won't care, but the font of that label bothers me. Because the A just looks like a slash. So I'm like, what's Burning H Immer?
Yeah, it's almost like someone wanted a cross between like Russian font and like Impact.
I don't know.
Like...
I thrust a free sample toward passerby while shouting as loud as I can.
Can you tell me what a free sample is? A free portion, usually quite small, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick. Allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase. Frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of the product. In addition to passing out free samples on the streets, some shops also include free samples with purchased products. Please note that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it out is theft. Don't do it. Wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
So taking the free sample without paying for the free sample is theft?
Well, they're saying not free samples.
Oh, okay.
They're saying do free samples. Don't just take it and test it outside of that context.
Okay.
I don't know why they're explaining it, but okay.
Yeah.
Come on and give it a try.
How fast is that guy moving? Is he a
it's
speedster?
No use.
Yeah, he is.
People just walk by, one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample.
Ah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, the music stopped. This got really serious. Yeah. Okay, we need to talk about how Tama is literally dying.
Look how many there are. Those are free samples. Those are huge, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're not free samples. They're like actually the drink.
Oh, well.
No, I mean, it's supposed to be free samples, but like I don't think they were able to buy bottles of free sample stuff.
Yeah.
So,
it's been like this ever since I started standing here.
The music.
What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid.
I almost feel like you're in the wrong country for diet drinks.
No, she's actually in the perfect country for it.
Are they big on diet drinks in Japan?
Japan's really big on dieting, which is weird because I would argue that Japan has like the lowest BMI index of any other country, but I guess they really want to keep that up. So.
And then this whole miserable experience will have all been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. Or no exercising or dieting necessary.
That sounds like poison.
I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, 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 burn away, burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload dodgy product.
I have never seen shyster spelled out before.
Me neither, and that's why I like hesitated on saying it, because I was like, is that shyster?
I thought shyster was spelled like the German word Scheiße.
Yeah.
I've always, like, cause, yeah, like shitster. I always assumed that's what it literally was. I've never seen it written out before. I think it's because nobody would, it never goes into like a script or a book or anything. It's just a weird thing that people that are like 40 years older than us say sometimes about people.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That simple, folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me, too.
Why would it reek of a scam? It's a... Oh, well, I mean, because it doesn't work.
In other words, it seems extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referring to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk etymologies have been proposed, including that it comes from a simple shortening of scandalous, misdeeds. But these claims have little evidence to support them. Wait.
What?
Are you getting into like are you getting into some kind of linguistic history lesson here about how scam just has no origin or roots?
I don't... That's a really odd claim.
I didn't even know that was real. Like, I guess I don't really think about the Latin origins of most words, but like, okay.
The funny thing is that this is like I feel like we're getting a bunch of like kekaku means plan, like type, like footnotes constantly, but it's for stuff that we already know every single time. And actually the specific turn of phrases that you didn't know are the ones that weren't annotated. They're explaining like the concept of a scam.
Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You'd think I'd be able to give one or two away. It's not like I'm trying.
Not trying.
Oh, it's not like I'm not trying.
It's not like I'm trying. Oh wait, maybe that's why you're failing.
Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm going to give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what.
I hope this decision doesn't engage me in some sort of life or death struggle for the next 10 hours. In a wacky coincidence.
Oh my god. Tama.
That's how this is happening.
This is about to be a bad day. This is literally the setup to like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, just like, man, good. Oh.
I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and the momentum will build from there.
I get startled when something changes on the screen when it's not a page turner icon. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah. Oh no.
I know who one of those people is.
2 detectives? This is not a good sign.
Yeah, it's a different guy on the left.
Yeah.
All right, eyes open.
Oh, no, it's a detective that's dressed as a bum, which Tama doesn't know, and it's a random businessman that we'll never see again. And it's the choice of who to give it to between those two, because she's dedicated to doing it.
Oh.
And so one is wacky adventure, and the other one is go away.
There are 2 people walking in my direction. Wait, 2? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Touching the free sample in my furry fist.
Yeah, businessman or disheveled fellow. I mean naturally we have to give it to the character we already know about to see what happens.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bait and switch or not.
I try to force it off on the disheveled fellow to my right. He's homeless. He needs something to drink.
Yeah, something that'll make him less healthy. It'll lose them. Gotta burn those nutrients so you can... Because I know they give you a lot of fattening soup in that homeless shelter.
Jesus Christ.
It's really concerning.
Touching the free sample in my furry... Oh, right, I already read that.
Yeah, I just realized it was the same line again.
To my surprise, he takes it.
Huh? What's this?
Oh.
He asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch.
She is very short. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
Holy
shit. The average Japanese female is between like 4'8" to
in this picture
5'5".
he looks like he's a 1.5 foot taller than her.
He's probably literally like 5'10", which is considered generally above average.
Also known as the height of every male character in Dead or Alive. A real weird trend where they're all exactly 5'10", except for Base, the giant American man.
Who's like, isn't he like 6'5"?
He's like 7 feet tall.
Is he really?
Yes.
It really goes to show how Japanese people think of Americans. Sorry, let's see.
It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please give it a try.
No, thanks.
The man says.
I'm good.
I keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that.
Look.
He says.
I've got to start reading the inside parts so it doesn't sound completely insane. Look, he says, I'm in a hurry. You should just give this to someone else.
He tries to... He tries to hand
I was waiting for that.
He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. Wow, this is a really impressive holding ground.
It stood there. It gave us like 3 seconds of no text just to let time pass.
For a few moments, we are at a silent impasse. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego holding its freeze frame pose, because eventually he looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off.
Now it has a chip tracking him so we can counteract that I was a terrorist the entire time. I'm with the bad guy. Who slipped a tracking device into the detective's pocket. She's still standing still.
I did it! I finally got someone to take one. But there are still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before it can even fully take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now.
Oh my god, that mascot is super angry. Like, he is like the kind of character I would see in an anime who is like literally doing amazing, but still super pissed off that the other main character exists. Like, just like for no reason is so mad that this character who is failing at everything even exists while they succeed.
There's a sales demo happening today at the 1 o'clock. I didn't read the line at all. There's a sales demo happening today at the 1 o'clock at the Nokane building.
Oh, looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody is taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering and hawking diet drinks is just about over. I'll need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything.
Oh. Hey, what gives? You got that many left?
Oh my god.
Oh, female voice.
This is like,
well,
that's fine. It's like my smoker voice. You just go, oops, I guess that's it now. Like,
it's too close. I don't like it.
I think my favorite part is that this entire character arc, I guess, is just the best. Like, it's literally two mascot characters with cute, adorable music in the background, and we just came back from literally a life or death gunman situation.
Yeah.
The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine.
Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets?
Huh?
Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know?
Wow, I hadn't even considered that. Now that she says it, it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink after all. Of course I'm not gonna have any luck trying to foist it out to random guys.
Well, whatever.
The chicken says,
Here, give me the samples you got left.
I hand over my samples and the chicken dumps the whole lot into her basket.
Oh no, no, don't do that. I'll drink whatever's left so that they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says.
Huh? Wait, like all of them?
Yeah, all of them.
The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself.
Oh no.
These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot.
They also look like normal-sized bottles.
I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Guy towards the Nokane building.
There's like two separate people. There's two women in frame that look like they've noticed the camera. Like, oh, I'm on camera.
Yeah.
They're smiling.
I like the one. I like the schoolgirl that's taking a picture of the two mascots, because clearly this is like very uncommon for this part of town.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a girl taking a picture of the mascots. There's... Oh, I guess the one on the left looks like she's smiling at the mascots, but the lady on the far right looks like she's like, oh, I'm in frame.
Yeah.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Alright, so what is a Nokane building? A multi-tenant office building in Udagawacho, located in Center Gai, Shibuya's downtown district. In addition to hosting the weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to the foreign capital protection firm Japan's Cellcom, the IT mainstay Shibuya On-Net Sun, video game developer Shindai Tradco? Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that in Japanese.
It might not be a Japanese word.
Yeah. And Strike Back Labs, publisher of the monthly magazine Science Strikes Back, along with many other businesses.
Could be like a Japanese company that merged with another company.
Yeah. Like,
what kind of guy would you say he was? I don't know. He's kind of like a center guy.
I also like there's a Starbucks in the background.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
I was about to compare the sample sizes look so big, like they are like those, like they almost look like those Starbucks things you can buy at like gas stations and stuff. And then
yeah.
we reverse camera angle and there's a Starbucks right there.
The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they've promised another 10,000 on top of that.
That's not a lot of money. I mean, I guess it's a good amount of money for a day. That's like $1,000, but I don't really know how... Yeah, I don't really think that's like worth it.
I imagine that this seems like it might be the kind of job you get from a temp agency.
It's definitely not a job.
It's like seems like they're like, I need work today, and like here's $1,000 job.
Yeah, I mean, given that she might die from dehydration, I just feel like it's not maybe worth it. But
I don't know, how hot does it actually get in Japan though?
Well, the humidity is what gets you.
Wow.
The heat.
You just said that line word for word.
What?
It's just that's what they always say. It's like it's the humidity that gets you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's like when I was there, I was like, oh, it's actually not very hot. And then you take a second and then like the humidity sets in and you're like,
yeah.
But somehow I'm losing water at an alarming rate. Like,
it was like hearing you say a line like, oh, one in the hands, we're two in the bush. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it, but...
I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen, and I need it ASAP.
Oh, this poor character. Tama is in debt. Oh, wow, this...
The art for this weird brand, they probably made up for the game.
And I think my favorite part is all the flags in the background.
Yeah. I feel like you can often smell when a brand is a made-up brand for the movie or show or game you're playing, because like it looks like it would never succeed in reality, because like the branding is so bad usually.
It also looks like an intern drew it.
Yeah.
Like they clearly didn't have the art, like an artist or anything do it. They're just like,
or like it's just a joke, like whenever you watch a show where in the show a character is an actor and they're on a show within the show is always hilariously incomprehensibly bad, like on purpose. Like like in BoJack, of course. Like the shows he's doing are like, what is this? What is this supposed to be? And it's always like that.
I mean, at least in BoJack, they make mention of it. Like, wait, this makes literally no sense, and it's like that's fine.
So they're like, I was like, how would you advertise your drink? I don't know. Scantily clad woman and exclamation points. There it goes. That's what they got.
Yeah.
We arrive at the Nokane building, a rundown multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people the free samples will pull in.
Probably 0.
The stage has been set up at the far end of the room.
I was gonna say, a free sample has never caused me to do anything, basically. Definitely not attend a seminar.
I mean, that's technically not true, because that's how like timeshares work as a concept.
Yeah,
but
I've never been involved. Well, my family has had a timeshare before, but I've never done this.
This is like a thing that apparently is a really easy scam for old people to fall into, but like younger people
they fall
are like
for the trap of like the social engagement and like, oh no, I have to be polite, so I guess I have to go now.
Yeah, but like young people are just like, that sounds like effort. No thanks.
Yeah, I would never get a free sample of like a food type item and be like, I better go to an event for this now. Like I would at most, I'd be like, I know that thing exists now, and might buy it on the shelves if I liked it or whatever. That's like I mean, that worked on me for Dippin' Dots, I guess.
That's
I
like
didn't go to a Dippin' Dots convention.
No, but like it's like if you went to Costco and they have the free samples for food, and like after you got done eating a Ritz cracker,
like, have a seat over here.
Yeah, they like bust out a seat and they're like, all right, we need you to buy like 10 boxes. And it's like, what? Like,
oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
That's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping burning hammer while explaining its effects to the customers.
Hurry up and take that thing off.
The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks.
I think that's you still.
Oh, this is confusing. It's kind of early, but come on. Let's have some lunch. I'm starving.
Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours.
Oh.
No.
I can't win a war against my stomach for that long.
Right. Yeah, the clock was like, it was like almost 11, and it starts at 1 according to the chicken yelling in the square. That's a long time from now in video game terms.
Also,
like
what's kind of alarming is that, like, you're gonna eat lunch and then drink a diet drink.
Yeah, I don't... It's a concern.
That's alarming.
Yeah.
The chicken and I head out to the waiting room where they've set out our lunches for us.
Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks.
She arches her back toward me.
This is very unfortunate looking.
Apparently she can't reach her own zipper. Oh, sure, give me just a sec. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it.
What's the holdup? Come on! I'm roasting in this thing. Hurry up and get it off of me.
I've almost got it. Just that it's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I got hold of the zipper and yank.
I think the most funny, distressing thing would be is if we get these characters out of costume and they still talk exactly the same.
Downward.
Why is that its own? Was the text fill the screen?
Yeah, zip it downward.
Where'd you get the fan from? Also, because we've never seen them before, I don't know which character's which. Is that the chicken? Okay.
Yeah.
A girl emerges from the chicken as if the chicken itself were an egg.
Ooh, I'm alive.
It kind of matches. Oh no.
Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost.
Oh, why did you wear a fucking sweatshirt in a mascot costume? What is wrong with you? Wear like a tank top. What? I'm really like caught off guard by this poor decision making.
It looks like a really thick shirt. I'm like, why did you?
She's wearing a thick sweatshirt and pants. Like, why didn't you wear shorts and a tank top?
Yeah, it's like a school sweatshirt or something.
Yeah.
Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too? I ask.
Yeah, okay.
I turn my back to the girl.
And the zipper doesn't work.
Oh no, is she gonna be stuck in that the whole game?
I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton suit. Fursuit.
I was gonna say, are you like mentally blocking out having to say fursuit in a Let's Play?
Yeah, I am like actively trying to avoid the fursona.
We've already had the Andrew's furry transformation video. That's never going down. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. Huh? What?
A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask?
I've never seen that happen before. That was trippy.
That was literally startling.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had motion in this game. We've had dramatic pans and stuff like that, but we've never seen something move on the screen before. Like a pop-up book.
Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted.
What?
Yeah, sorry. This thing ain't coming off.
What? My vision goes dark. No. I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside.
They can't even get the helmet off?
Oh yeah, the helmet could probably come off. Oh my
Where
god.
have all these animations come from?
Why does Tama have the most budget?
Oh, what the crap?
Oh, well, we can talk to the boys about it when they get back.
Boss.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk to the boss about it when he gets back.
That was the correct words the girl says.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town. The boys know how to do zippers.
I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off with you with scissors or anything.
She sounds entirely unconcerned. It's so unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible.
I mean, there's an AC unit literally behind you.
When I thought, try to do an angry chicken voice, I thought that might be one line.
No, that's usually, again, that's like my smoker voice. I really always mistakenly think like, this is one-off character, and it's
Then
like
again,
main
you
character.
you did that thing to Sigma, knowing he'd be the main character.
No. I did it with Sigma because I thought they weren't giving him a voice yet. And then
You thought he was
I
gonna
thought,
be
like,
voiced for the rest of the game?
yes, I thought because everyone else's, even in 999, Junpei was voiced.
Yeah. I think everyone's voiced in the next game too. I think he's the only non-voiced character in the history of the series.
But the only reason they didn't do his voice is because it's the same motherfucking voice as the goddamn, what's it called?
It was just, it was, whenever there's a weird thing that stands out of like, why'd they make that choice? It's because you know they're setting up a twist. That's the only reason they do that stuff.
Yeah, and it sucked because I wasn't ready for that. So I committed to like Batman.
You were Batman for like 80 hours. It's literally the longest Let's Play you've ever done.
It's literally the longest Let's Play I've ever done using the worst voice possible for it. Oh, God. And I started with my voice torn. Like...
Oh yeah, that whole series started on a day where we're getting ready to start the first recording, and your voice literally was broken, and I was like, we could just do it another day, and you were like, nuh-uh, I'm gonna use my superpower, and you smoked a cigarette and instantly recovered your voice. I'm like, the fuck? What? Why would that do that? I cannot stress enough, audience, that Andrew's voice didn't work. Which I guess you know, because there was that one podcast where his voice was fucked up. That was that day where we started recording Zero Escape. He went out, smoked one cigarette, and magically had a voice that was completely regular again. I'm like, what the fuck?
It really is like the only thing that's kind of concerning about ever quitting is that I will lose that. It's like my one...
Your one power?
My one power.
Don't lose your voice.
Just Keith,
you lost your voice because of your own actions. It's not like you woke up sick or something.
I think that is the worst part, is that it wasn't from like an illness. It was just me being a bad
yelled your voice
human.
out of existence.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh no, this is well timed for the recording day.
All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage.
Did we already read the previous thing too? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I read about the stuffy sweltering.
But anyway, good work out there today.
The girl continues.
I'm Chiriko Osuki. And by the way, you can call me Cherry.
She smiles and introduces herself.
I mean, I am
Oh, is it still me?
I mean, I am a pretty cheery girl after all.
She breaks into a hearty guffaw.
Oh, sure, I say. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. So, I guess you're not gonna be able to eat lunch in that getup, huh?
the helmet comes off. What?
Nope.
Huh?
They're trapped forever.
God, that's right. What should I do?
Don't sweat it. Just leave it to me.
Huh?
I'll eat both lunches myself.
No, girl, no, that's not, no. No, that's, look at Tama's face.
Turns to the camera in misery.
Tama is dead. Like, if you zoomed in on her face slowly, and then like in the background you hear "Wake Me Up," and you just slowly turn the decibel up on it, it would be a perfect combination. Like,
there's so much visual comedy in this game. Like, from the very beginning, there's been so much visual comedy and just visuals in general in this visual novel. You know, the ones where you're supposed to have visuals for the novel. Just want to point that out. Just because 999 and Zeroscape don't have any visuals. They have like 4 locations and 9 characters, and they just do bop 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 anime like mouth flaps at each other. And have like 2 poses, and that's like their visuals for their visual novel, like 90% of the time. I'm like, look at this game that came out before any of them, and it has so many visuals.
They have like maybe 5 different facial reactions, one for every emotion, basically, except for Clover, whose emotion code is broken, so she always reacts improperly. Like, you couldn't even get the visual part of visual novel.
They have so few visuals in Zeroscape, and we're literally like having talks in the same room over and over again for most of the game. But on top of that, they couldn't get the animations right for like the 3 they did for each character. So one character is smiling the entire game, no matter what, and they're the saddest character most of the game, but they're smiling instead. And then they re-released it on 3DS and Vita. And then they re-released it years later on PC and PS4, and they still didn't fix it because they don't care.
Meanwhile, 428
Shibuya Scramble.
It just sat there on the Wii, being this perfect gem of amazingness.
Japan exclusive Wii game. And they put all this work into it. Like, I get it on some level. Throwing together a quick set, like, conference room, hey, 2 actors, let's photograph you. Like, that's, in many ways, easier than modeling entire characters or drawing a bunch of poses and stuff like that, because that takes a bit more time. But they're doing a separate visual for, like, every 2 sentences of the game.
Yeah,
that's
like,
so many.
I mean, even if you want to like even tally it up, there's probably hundreds of pictures that were taken just for each individual story.
Yeah.
And I would almost say thousands of pictures. And you know what the best part is that they're good. They're good pictures. Like, the pictures have
we're getting to play a
weight.
visual novel where the visuals complement the game. Whereas...
You mean the visuals complement the novel?
Yeah, like the visuals are a part of the thing. Whereas, like, you could literally look away from the screen for large chunks of Zeroscape and or like black out everything but the text, and you would know what was happening because most of the game is just the characters standing and talking like it's Fire Emblem. Like, they're just standing there, mouth flapping the lines while doing the wrong animations for said lines.
God, how did you assholes latch on to Zeroscape? Of all things, like, you latched onto the game.
We know why this wasn't popular was because it didn't exist in English until this year.
Out of every visual novel that's been brought to America, you latched on to the one that has the the most.
Well, they latched on to Danganronpa a lot more than Zeroscape.
And
that's objectively more popular, clearly. Especially given the fact that every time a Zeroscape game comes out, they think it's about to get cancelled because it doesn't do well enough. Because no one buys it in Japan, and only some people buy it in the United States. And it's never been a popular franchise enough to even make its own future certain, to the point where, like, for several years, people thought there'd never be the 3rd game that actually closes the story, even though the 2nd game is a massive cliffhanger with no conclusion, because it's based on the assumption a 3rd game will happen. And then they thought there would never be a 3rd game for years. You can find old articles of them being like, yeah, this is doomed forever, it's never coming out, sorry. It's like, wow, maybe you should have written the self-concluding story then, so you could have not this.
Yeah. Any case.
Cheery doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch.
It'd be a shame to let it go to waste, she says.
She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face.
Oh.
Wow, that was a sad hunger sound.
A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly.
Oh my god. This was the best character to pick. Like, this is so much fun. Like, she has her hand in her mouth.
What is that? Is that a rice cake with seaweed? What is that? I'm not familiar with what I'm looking at.
I think it might be chicken.
I like that while they're eating this, the fucking diet drinks that aren't real are still positioned on the screen like product placement.
Right next to milk.
I feel like we're gonna find out that they just are real, and this is actually product placement.
That would be alarming.
It's just a cheap little packaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast.
So what's your name? Cheery asks.
Her cheeks are still packed with rice.
So I guess it is, yeah, it's rice cakes.
My name?
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
What?
As I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes alight on the piece of tamayaki clutched between Cheery's chopsticks.
Wait.
She's
gonna Tamagoyaki.
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 That's.
Isn't
that like a stuffed meal?
Tamago's egg, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yaki.
So it's egg.
Is takoyaki the octopus balls? Or is that something else?
No, that's takoyaki.
That's what I said.
Well, no. I think you.
I
No,
said
I thought you said.
I said takoyaki. Takoyaki.
Yeah, takoyaki is the squid balls.
I'm trying to suffix and prefix this shit. I'm like, tamago is egg, and takoyaki is the octopus balls. So maybe. Maybe it's egg balls. I don't know.
Well, no, because it's something else.
Is tamago what they call that thing where it's this weird strip of egg that's tied with seaweed to like rice or whatever? No, what is it called?
No, tamago is just egg.
Sorry, yeah, there's no rice there. It's just I'm just thinking when you go to sushi places, you order tamago and they give you like, I think it's a weird like rectangular strip of egg that has like seaweed wrap on it.
I don't know.
I haven't been to a sushi place for a while. And also I quickly realized that was a boring thing to order and stopped ordering it. But that's where I know the word from.
Yeah, tamago is just egg. Yaki, I think, is like fried?
That could be it.
It might just be like fried egg.
That could be it, yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
Huh.
Okay, I've already read that line.
She's about to call herself Tama because of the food that's being eaten. Did she forget her own name in the heat?
Probably.
This is like a genuine risk.
She's like dehydrated and
there
starving.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it literally is just fried egg.
Yeah, it's tamago.
Okay.
Yeah.
The yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro.
Oh damn, that lunchbox is pretty good though. I think that's like salmon and rice and egg and
yeah, I've literally never seen a lunchbox like that before in my life.
I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked.
Come on, what's your name?
Huh? Oh, right. Tama. It's Tama.
Now I'm genuinely wondering, is she cooking in there to the point where she's losing her mind, or is she a secret agent and she has to come up with the fake name? And she really did slip a tracking device into the...
Well, no, but I mean, she really needs the 20,000 yen, which I'm kind of confused about.
Yeah, no, her internal monologue means that she's being genuine, so it must be that she's just losing her mind.
Yeah.
Huh? You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting?
Cheery chortles and stuffs the piece of tamoyaki into her mouth.
Tamagoyaki.
Then takes a big swig of iced tea.
Oh my god.
This was a good time to fix the sound effects so that you could hear them.
I'm so glad I could hear the music. It makes it so much better.
You have not been missing out up until now. Well, the music's been pretty alright, but I mean, like, sound effects wise, there's been a radio buzz whenever that one guy calls in, and there was a gunshot that one time. It's mostly just been music and nothing else, but this is a chapter.
I am beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunch boxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty, I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated.
I forgot my own name and have no self-awareness of this fact.
I should probably.
Help.
Why don't you? Yeah, why don't you? I'm just like imagining the Rick and Morty episode where it had the fake Morty and it's like, oh, like it's coming through all the octaves as it goes
I'm just happy
down.
this iced tea is saving us very briefly from having white on white with the text.
Yeah.
This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out before the sales demo even starts.
Is this not an air-conditioned room?
It is air conditioned, but she can't feel it in that suit. All she can feel is the heat.
The heat.
And then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right?
She only just realized the thing that fixes all of her problems she's talking about in the scene. Oh, she's really dehydrated. I mean, she forgot her own name.
That way, I'd at least be able to eat and drink stuff. All right. I decide to...
Why is this such a big choice? Wait a
There's
minute.
3 of them.
Wow. So you can try to yank it off, or shake it off, or ask for Chiri's help. That's what a sane person would do, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just ask for
Yeah.
help.
I decide to ask Chiri. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my... Ow!
Oh my god, we're gonna find out this is like Five Nights at Freddy's and she's just an animatronic. That's why she doesn't know her own name, is because she's an AI construct. She was born today. She was born today and she doesn't know she's not real.
I feel a dull, throbbing pain at the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently.
That's so weird because she asked for help and then just didn't. Does she have like a mental block in her AI programming that stops her from asking people to take their helmet off?
Maybe.
What the fuck is happening?
Chiri flashes me a curious look.
What are you doing?
She asks.
I thought maybe I could at least get the head off.
That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body.
Oh my god, Tama died. Tama is dead.
She's been turned off.
I slip forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop.
The funny thing is that when you take an over-emoting mascot, anime character style character, if you just interpret them as being a malfunctioning AI, it actually works better for the story.
Yeah.
No.
Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know.
Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into it. Is the thing.
Did your boss trap you in it on purpose?
Maybe.
Well, don't let it get you down, Chiri says. Here, drink some of this.
She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own.
I feel like this means it's actually totally possible for her to eat if she has like a mouth hole.
I also feel like this is kind of a dick move that you should have been like presenting in the beginning before you started eating your own meal. Like maybe you should have like said, "Hey, by the way, I have this, you know, like water bottle that you can drink out of."
Yeah, Cherry didn't bring up that solution, but also Tama didn't even consider taking her head off at all during the whole thing where that was the crisis. What the fuck?
That sound effect is amazing. Also, she's head bobbing to it. That's
I'm so
great.
not ready for this animation.
I love this. I love this character.
I suck for all I'm worth.
Oh. Oh no, that's on record forever now.
I suck and I suck and I suck.
This, Jesus Christ, this is just like...
And there's no audio in the background, so like anyone who wants to is just getting a nice clean rip of you saying these things.
Don't turn me into a sex robot and make me take over a company.
Can you tell we watched BoJack this week? These references are just going to very quickly fade and then resurface 1 year from now, when next season happens or whatever.
Give it to me, give it to me,
Just
give
on a
it
loop.
to me.
Jesus.
Alright, where are we?
My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert.
Don't. Don't you dare.
I really want to remind you of a continent that exists.
No. Don't you dare.
God, it's so hard not to. Why did they even make that stupid song? Now it's like...
And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I am never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Chiri's hand in my fuzzy mitts.
Hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know?
She replies.
An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway, I ask?
Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice.
In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to a powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It is dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Unless you're Andrew, in which it doesn't.
Unless you're Andrew, in which nothing does.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Protein juice? Never heard of it.
What?
Well.
Okay.
You're selling diet supplements, but you never heard of protein juice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not too sure about that. Oh my.
Fiber G.
Soya Max.
Soya Max and Fiber G.
I heard that if you have protein juice.
Wait. Sorry, I think that might be you.
I think that's mine, yeah. But I'm just looking at these things and I'm like,
Yeah.
Isn't this just a real brand? I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
The logo looks like a real brand, but the name under it looks stupid.
I mean, it's probably because it's a Japanese brand, so they translated it.
Fiber G.
Yeah.
What's that word? I can't read the word under that. Under lean.
Under lean?
Lifelong Foods, I think. Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to read. Oh yeah, because you have this like in 720.
Yeah.
I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. So yeah, I kinda need to keep it.
Given Chiri's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working great for her.
That's because that's not how protein works, you idiot.
As told by the explanation we got a moment ago.
I've been trying all sorts of stuff. But right now, protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though.
I mean, she's not wrong. Protein is good for your diet. Your body needs the protein in order to build healthy muscle, but you need to also work out. Like, that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only context I ever hear about protein drinks is for people that are working out.
Like, I don't get this whole concept, and I don't know why it continues to exist, about the idea that you could eat something or drink something to, like, lose weight. Weight doesn't work like that. If you consume calories, any kind of calories, if you consume anything, you're gaining. That's the whole concept of this. You want to lose weight, you either starve yourself or be physically active, and then just eat something that, or just eat less. Like that's the secret sauce here, guys.
It's
like,
you either eat less, or you work out a lot more, or you do both a little.
Yeah, like it's
which is the healthy of the choices.
Yeah, but it's like people always tell you it's like it's about your diet, it's about like the amount of food or what you eat, and it's like yeah, but no matter what, when you consume, you gain. Even if you're not eating enough, you're still consuming and gaining.
Yeah. People are always just tempted by anything that sounds like it'll instantly solve all their problems.
Yeah.
Like in this very house, we have Soylent, because someone fell into the craze of like, oh, it's a magic powder food drink thing that'll just be at all of your meals and you'll just instantly be healthy. And it's a perfect supplement or replacement for meals and that whole thing. Like there's like crates of Soylent in the house. And then we always bring up those, the Extends commercials we saw on like children's channels later at night, where it'd be like a smiling guy pointing at wood, and the whole inference is like, these are pills that make you have a giant dick. And it'll just work magically. It works so well that we have to advertise it. It's like, if it worked, I don't think you'd have to advertise it.
It's not flying off the shelves for all those small dick boys. The thing is though, like...
fucking cat.
What?
Did I just break you?
God damn it. What was I trying to say? The Soylent stuff actually is good for replacing a meal. Like, if you're somebody who is too busy to make breakfast, or somebody who is too busy to eat lunch.
You can use it as like a garbage, like, office lunch.
Yeah, like Soylent is... yourself. Well, I mean, even regardless, Soylent
have you had it?
I have.
Real bad.
It sucks, but
it's
like
it
does
weird, chalky, unsatisfying thing to drink that has like an aftertaste that sticks with you for like 20 minutes. That's way worse than the drink was.
Yeah, but but it does have everything you need in it, so at least it is a. I tried it live during Divinity Original Sin. During a Let's Play.
Oh, God. And just was like reacting to it for the rest of the episode because it was just a mistake.
Yeah, it just never stops.
Ugh.
Let's see.
Cheery casts her eyes at the samples of Murning Hammer on the table.
It's like totally bogus.
Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise.
Well, yeah, Cheery says. You gotta exercise if you want to burn body fat.
Oh my god.
Wow, she knows. She's becoming self-aware.
The best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns, through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's why what's it called? It's why they do like Japanese people tend to have like a thing about doing yoga.
Or they do like the poses on the roof.
Yeah, well that's doing like aerobic or whatever the word is. It's doing like light aerobic exercise, which is you're just moving your body, which is considered spending energy, but it's not a workout. It's just movement, and movement causes your body to start go running through its resources.
We're learning things today here with Keith and Andrew.
Yeah. That's also why I don't do those kind of exercises, because I don't want to lose weight.
She smacks herself on one flabby arm.
I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories.
Wow, we really just had this conversation, except we weren't being, like, negative or spiteful towards the story about it. We were just, like, trying to explain it before they had the chance to, which is a nice takeaway compared to, like, Zero Escape.
Are we wholesome?
Where we would be mad and explain a thing, and then find out that when they were trying to explain it, they just either didn't or didn't do it right.
I will say it's been a long time since we've had a choice.
Yeah.
Huh? Didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself.
I mean, that'd be as ridiculous as all-you-can-eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously.
I'm not sure about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss. But again, I keep the thought to myself.
But hey, a job's a job, Cheery says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk and I'll sell it.
A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door.
I was gonna say, like, and so begins the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I like
this is all.
Oh my god!
What if this was all like a flashback prequel for like a Walking Dead character? Like when they flash back and show their normal happy life when they had problems that didn't really matter before the zombie apocalypse happens. Just fades to like showing like Tama and like she's still in costume, but she's like hunkered down in a warehouse surrounded by debris, and there's like ash and stains all over her clothes and burn marks, and she's like kind of like huddled over with a shotgun in the corner.
I would love it if there was a zombie apocalypse game where you start as a white cat mascot and like it flash forwards to after an apocalypse scenario and she's just a red cat with like a bandana on and like holding a weapon, and she's just like but like she's alive only because the costume couldn't come off. And it'd just be like such a great story. So she's been
protected from the zombies.
Yes.
This is the dumbest thing. We have no idea what character this might be.
Yeah, what character? I'm just gonna give it like a Morty voice. I don't know. Please, just give me time. I swear I'll get it back to you.
What the heck? Cheery says. Is that the boss?
I nod. It's definitely Mr.
Yanagashita.
Yanagashita's...
Yanagashita.
Yeah, Yanagashita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. And stuck me in this suit.
Yay.
Sliding up alongside Jiri, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside.
How do you do that with a costume on?
Oh my god. Oh, it's the guy with the fro.
Oh.
That's the boss.
Awesome. That is amazing.
And do we have Yakuza?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going with this?
Wait, is this like a Yakuza accountant? Who is what? This guy looks
really
like a nerd.
interested in how like how a consistent presentation of like Yakuza shakedowns are across media. Like I've been like exclusively encountering it in the context of the Yakuza game specifically, and just in a vacuum. But like I keep seeing now, I'm starting to see other references to that visual setup, and it's like the exact same image.
It's kind of like how in American media, like gangsters are always people wearing a hoodie, like just consistently.
Track pants.
Yeah, and like track pants. They like there's some kind of warehouse depot they go to buy clothes before they become bad people. Like weird, Yakuza feel the same way.
And weird, flamboyant, colorful shirts and chains.
Yeah, it's like every Yakuza member goes to Hawaii and buys clothes and then comes back and they're like.
I think that guy's pants are too long though.
Well, they're suit pants, so and they're not fitted.
Yeah. They look like he shrank.
Yeah.
Mr. Yanagashita.
Why can I not say
Yanagashita?
Mr. Yanagashita is down on his hands and knees, begging, while two uncouth-looking men glower at him.
Just a little more time. That's all I ask.
He pleads.
Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back.
I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand.
Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I just gotta sell this. We've heard enough of that out of you.
Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking.
But I just need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. Wow,
there's so many like alternating frame animations all of a sudden.
She's just laying down. Like,
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just...
Oh, okay.
Did we lose a connection for a bit there?
I guess so, but I was laughing because it's Tama's just laying down. Like, she's not even peering over the wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has to be on the floor for that to happen.
Yeah.
From the look of things, Mr. Yanagashita is dealing with some loan sharks.
Let's ask the Pokedex what loan sharks are.
So it seems obvious that the term refers to toothy predators of the deep. The word shark in this case actually has its origins in an older Germanic word meaning parasite, or someone who preys on others. The same word gave rise... I didn't either. That is a weird word to use. The same word gave rise to the term pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, though, the initial mental image seems quite appropriate. You didn't really explain what a loan shark is, though.
I have to know.
What?
I have to know.
If that's true? Like, if you've been lied to? Is that what you're checking? Are you literally Googling this right now?
Langenscheidt? That might be it? I don't know. It's hard... This might be a little hard to look up because it's looking up the origins versus translations, where it might be just trying to translate loan shark back into German, which is not entirely useful. Yeah, they didn't actually explain what loan shark is, though, did they?
No.
They just assume you know what it means, but they just wanted to share their fun wiki trivia about the origins of how the shark in loan shark doesn't refer to a shark, but is actually a word that sounds like shark in German, perhaps? Okay. Okay.
Okay, so... yeah, of uncertain origin, most likely from a semantic extension of the German-derived word shark, or schurkel, for scoundrel.
Huh. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. We do steal from the Germans a lot.
I mean, we steal from literally every Romanized language.
Every now and then in some cases, we'll just be like, the Germans made a word for something that we don't have a word for. We're just going to use that. We're just going to randomly say a German word in the middle of sentences on a regular basis. But we're not going to
say it in the same way they say it.
Nope, sometimes we do. Like Schadenfreude, it's just a German word.
Well, yeah,
because the Germans, for some reason, had a word specifically for taking pleasure in the suffering of others. And I'm like, what a moment of pride. The real word. I mean, you guys thought of that word first. Boy. It's okay, the French gave us massacre.
And the Japanese gave us hikikomori. Like...
Nobody, I don't think anyone uses it. I've never heard anyone say hikikomori my entire life.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing, is because no one else in the world has a problem with it. Except for Japan. Like... Let's see. Well, I mean, that's because I think we use the slang term of, like, shut-in. But, I mean, still doesn't matter. Like, Japan invented the word for somebody who doesn't leave their home. Like, hermit. Let's see... Where were we?
And the two thugs are clearly in no mood for his continued groveling. Chiri and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now, I'm really worried. Am I actually going to get paid for this gig?
That's what you're worried about? Oh!
Oh no, they literally kidnapped him.
As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Yanagashita by the nape of his neck and drags him to his feet.
Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace you can work off your debts.
Say what?
Mr. Yanagashita wails. The two men drag him away.
This is literally how kaiji works.
Yeah.
It's like...
Huh.
Oh.
If you're gonna struggle with it forever, you could just call him Mr. Yana. If you're gonna...
yeah.
That'd probably help if you're not gonna get it right.
I don't know why I can't get it right. My brain just, like, stops after I read Yana. It just, like...
Yeah. Like, Shiba Inu? Yeah.
Huh. Guess he's gone then, Shiri says.
She's already starting to pack up her things. Wait, what are you doing, I ask?
Going home. Not much point sticking around.
Going home?
I mean, the demo sure ain't happening now. Anyhow, it was nice working with you. See ya. See ya.
Moments later, Chiri is out the door.
Oh no.
Now what do
mascot.
I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss.
We didn't even go like, oh, well, I guess this is doomed and we're not getting paid. Hey, can you cut me out of this suit now? This is not gonna, like, she just left. Are we never seeing her again? Bad end.
What?
Number
We got a
11
bad
shifts
end?
over.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't think that it happened because we gave the detective the drink, which is the only choice we really made. I think what happened is that something has to happen in somebody else's timeline to introduce her to the story. Otherwise, nothing happens to her, and she just continues with her normal doomed fate she would have had without the adventure.
I was gonna say, I think the problem here is we just ran into the same ending that happened to the detective the first time, which is because there was no intervention. He just went to do his job, and his job had a bad result.
Yeah.
So check the timeline.
Yeah, I wonder how far we made it.
We can't even play Tama anymore.
Wow. That was 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
That was 15 minutes. It's been an hour and 15 minutes for us.
15 minutes and her life is over.
That was a quick lunch.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, they were doing the handling out samples, and then they went to they gave up, went to here, and then did, like, tried to get the costume off, and then ate lunch, and had the shakedown, all in the span of 15 minutes. That was a compact amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully buy that timeline. Yeah, I wonder who introduces them to the story then. Oh, yeah, yeah, she's actually grayed out, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to say that there's no choice. I think that's their way of saying there's no choice that can save them.
Yeah, I think they're saying
like, so that we don't try to fix it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We can see what Kano's up to. Give us a slightly familiar hook, or we could meet a new character yet again.
We should probably do a new character, because I feel like if we get all of them out of the way, it makes it easier to go back to our main character and then find points where we can bridge.
I think this is the serious scientist man, and I think this is like the wacky, like, I gotta save my newspaper today guy. I think that's their stories. I think this guy runs a paper and it's gonna go under today or something.
How do you know that?
There's like character summary. I think it summarizes the characters like on the. Oh wait, no, I think it might have been like flavor text in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it introduced what each character was a little bit. Also, he's like riding around on a bike and stuff like that. Like, look at his time chart. Good.
Oh, right, yeah.
And for some reason, this guy's time chart is a stereo.
Yeah, it's like he's listening to music or something.
Yeah, I think he's a scientist. We're gonna get this wacky ensemble of different skills, including trash collecting and being the protagonist of the Yakuza games, and we're gonna all defeat the bad guy as a unified power.
God, how is Tama gonna help save the world?
Yeah. All right, so we gotta pick a character.
Let's do this guy. Let's do
who's this guy?
Sorry.
Osawa?
Okay, stop. Minori Kawa. Yeah. He looks action-packed.
You wanna go straight from wacky to wacky?
You know what? You're right. Let's go Osama. Let's get or Osawa.
Jesus.
Sorry.
That's a hell of a slip.
I'm a little tired. I thought the W was an M. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to someone more serious.
Yeah. Email at 11 o'clock in the morning. While he's
that happens.
Yeah. Although his stereo says 12:45.
Oops.
Maybe the power went out and he just didn't reset it. Wealth.
Oh.
Status. I guess we gotta figure out who's gonna be the scientist man.
You do it, because I just did Tama.
Yeah. Wealth. Scientist?
Scientist Keith, come on. That's not even close. Like, fuck. It's like, it's 12 at night for me, but it's like,
listen,
it's like 1 in the afternoon.
I said it right the first time. I just had a slip. It's fine.
What kind of slip?
Status. Honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free. At any cost.
Okay, he sounds serious.
Yeah. This is licensed. Just throwing that out there. It does say 12:45. Yeah, oh, maybe that's the how long the song's been going on. Nope. Wait.
Yeah, this sounds like a song that doesn't get to be in the final video.
Yeah.
This sounds like an anime intro.
A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts.
Literally.
Don't turn it up. Stop it.
Kenji Osawa reached for his stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder.
This is an odd tone.
He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact he was a huge fan of girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Take this. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today, even she couldn't help.
Oh.
Abrupt cut.
Oh, I can hear it in the background again.
Yeah.
Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind.
Wow. Oh no, there's like an epidemic thing happening. What? UA is the common term for a group of viruses belonging to the UA-like viruses family?
Viruses family.
The thing is just explaining it, I guess. Huh.
I want to say, like, congratulations for providing not, like, repeating garbage
Also in
papers.
English, which is interesting.
Well, I think it's, like, that's probably
copy.
it's probably from an American
copies.
company.
Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desk in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from the business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time.
Oh, God, that's like a 13-hour flight. I would be so mad.
There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home.
Giant quarantine symbol on that paper.
Yeah.
He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor.
Director, may I come in?
It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study.
I know it's not a great time, but...
Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued, apologetically.
A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday.
I'm sure they don't need it today.
Apparently they need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but...
I see, Osawa said warily. All right, then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He had enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he'd be in the mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. What's up?
Offered his opinions on capital investments?
Yeah,
what is your job?
He's king of commerce and science. All of it.
Yes.
He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. A what? This is the question of our ages. The subject line read 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to? He couldn't help but wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm of it in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. I have your Steam password now! What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. One showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed with terrible lighting. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa opened up the remaining image files. They seemed to be one picture over and over again, but rotated and scaled. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all looked completely identical, going by this lighting. It's the same picture, right?
Keith, that's racist. Just because they're African doesn't mean they all look the same. I'm pretty sure they're using the same picture, and they just moved it around a lot and then repixelated it. Uh-huh. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the Ue virus. Boop. The Ue virus. The Ue virus belongs to a family, Filoviridae?
Filoviridae.
Genus Ue-like virus? Ue-like virus? It is a member of the same family.
Like or like. It might be Ue-like virus.
It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes Ue virus, fulminant, hemorrhagic.
Fulminant hemorrhagic.
Fulminant hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have assigned the virus to Risk Group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents.
I wonder if it's a real virus or if it's a fantasy virus. We'll never know.
I'll find out right now.
But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? If we get any text from A, you should probably read it in robot voice, since it's an anonymous character.
Okay.
The Ue virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Oh, we got a part 2. The virus is roughly 90 nanometers to 110 nanometers in diameter,
yeah,
and 500 nanometers to 700 nanometers long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it is sometimes known as the sickle of death. It possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. This is telling you what a nanometer means. All right.
Yeah, I found a.
Is it real?
Apparently, was used in other things.
Oh, is it a reoccurring fictional virus?
I think it was used in a. Yeah, it's like it was used in some anime.
Is this
it's like UA means flower of death in Swahili, which is shown in the anime as those infected by the UA virus have a light blue-purple flower mark on their bodies, and the fact that not many people survive it is a biological weapon of mass destruction that kills infected victims.
That's very anime virus. It gives you a cutie mark when you die from it.
It literally, like the cutie mark is literally just the flower. Which I guess is a really non-subtle way of saying, like, it's real, guys, believe us.
That's absurd.
Yeah,
it could
I guess
still technically be real viruses being very misinterpreted by that anime on purpose or something. I don't know.
No, I don't see any other mention of it. Yeah.
Well, now we know. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Supposedly this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. Ue didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. That's a hell of a double meaning. It's like Japanese people with the word, was it 7 or 9? One's death?
What?
4, right, yeah. I was really wrong. As the name suggests, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. Get fucked, damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100%, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. By the way, it says 428 before the name, so it's clearly made up for the game.
Oh, right. There was that. I forgot about that note. That tells us whether something's for the game or if it's like life facts.
Life facts.
Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. We're gonna give people facts. Wait, I don't think. Wait, but
this is fake too. I think it's just fake because it's talking about a fake thing.
I was gonna say like the concept of onset of symptoms is not fake, but they're not explaining that. They're explaining the onset of the symptoms of this virus.
Yeah. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids.
Endothelial. Yeah.
Also, man, if it infects macrophages, that really fucking sucks. Because macrophages are like
it's also airborne. This is like Last of Us without the virus, without the zombie step.
Yeah.
Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding went set throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. I had to really suppress a weird misspeak where I almost said everywhere but the boners.
What?
This is a tonal shift from the beginning of this episode.
Yes.
Like this episode's gonna take a turn. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence has been kept hidden from public knowledge. That's not good. That's not smart. This thing's incredibly dangerous. We better not warn anyone about it.
Yeah, but it's only infecting people in Africa, so, you know, it's not a big deal. Just like Ebola.
South Africa.
Okay, the continent isn't a big deal. Like, again, Ebola exists, and apparently everyone's been just content with it being contained to Africa. No one's really doing anything about it.
I'm just saying the usual xenophobia applies a little less because there's white people there to be afraid about. Oh no.
But they're not Asian people, which is who this game was made by, so they don't really care about either. Like,
there's actually like a problem being taken very seriously by like England, but not, and like colonial powers, but not Japan.
Yeah, Japan is at least nice about it because they're like, if you're not Japanese, you're just not worth it. So like, you know, at least they're consistent with their xenophobia.
There's no nice version. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. Oh, get ready. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa.
Is this me?
I think so.
Okay. Your crimes.
Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. Feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that?
I mean, did you invent this virus?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, are you? Tell us. What's your secret? Another faint knock came at the door. How many characters are there?
Okay.
He's got a wife, I guess?
Do you have a moment?
It was his wife, Ai.
AI?
Oh my god.
I would just say yes, come in. Why close the mail program? Why are you gonna be sneaky?
Because it has like weird dead people on it.
I don't think she's gonna even notice.
They're all like it's got like weird dead people on it. They're like, your crimes. Like it's the only text.
Maybe she can't read English.
Let's just see what happens if we make this mistake. I mean, I assume it's all implied that it's in Japanese, because everything's been in English to us.
Well, no, but remember he had a piece of paper on the desk that was in English.
Yes, come in.
Wait, do you have... Wait, is she Asian? I think that's an American woman.
It's hard
not American,
it's
but
harder to tell when half her face is covered in text and hair.
Yeah, thanks for the book.
I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume.
What is this, a film noir now? What the fuck? Like...
Have you considered the whole American thing?
Reconsidered.
Oh, reconsidered.
Have you reconsidered the whole American thing?
She asked.
This again. So I thought, Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Osawa thought sullenly. Osawa thought.
Yeah, that is a tongue twister.
That's a tongue twister. Osawa thought sullenly. Jesus Christ, that's unsayable.
Good job, translation team.
Not an easy word to begin with, but fuck. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now?
If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to just make on your own.
On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. We've got another visual novel with the pharmaceutical company.
The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works. It is a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide, and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. They also do human test trials using these drugs to try to create antidotes, apparently, which is why it's his crimes.
There's also the thing where it's, when you said it holds patients, I'm like, it captures patients like Pokemon and trains them on the ranch. Like, what the hell?
Trains them to be the best, like, hosts for viruses they could be.
That's like their umbrella Pokemon. That's like
Pokemon Cross Umbrella Corporation. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of the Okoshi Pharmaceuticals board of directors. No way he was going to let Osawa jump ship to another company.
Darling. Please.
Ai drew in closer to him.
Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father?
He'd gotten so used to it. That grating whine of hers. Oh,
wow, they've got a great relationship, apparently.
I mean, this is why you don't get married.
If you think of her this way, maybe you should just move then. Apparently, you're not into this.
As I've been told by other people who are in relationships, apparently you just deal with this or you work it out.
Okay.
Have you considered what might happen to
Okoshi, if you leave, dear? Cannot read Japanese right now.
We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could.
You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much.
Yeah, see, that was fine.
With a sour look, I turned and departed.
Didn't even read the emails.
John, John, John has a serious face.
Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however. The antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. Is that what this thing is?
A therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine.
After the Ue virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine.
Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold.
Attenuated. This reminded me of you ever read Andromeda Strain?
Yes.
Like one of the Michael Crichton books, like Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like, there's a super virus that came from space and it's gonna wipe out all of California or whatever, wherever it was, because the wind was blowing it and it was airborne and it had the like 100% lethal lethality rate.
Didn't it like melt people?
No, I think it turned your blood solid.
Oh, that's what it was.
It turned your blood into like jelly, where it would just be goo. And it wouldn't. It would be liquid, so you would just cease to function instantly, basically. And it had the same premise where it's like, you gotta put all these people in a secret bunker so they can develop a cure in like 12 hours before all of California dies or something. That was like a whole thing.
Because I remember like the book. I remember reading it, and I was actually interested in the idea that there was like just this town that unknowingly was infected and everyone in it died, except for like I think a baby. Wasn't there like
I think there was a survivor and they're trying to figure out why they survived or something. Yeah. It had one of those most infuriating plot points where it's like, oh no, a character trait that's being established early in the story. I wonder if this will come up later. I'm like, no, that's a terrible character trait to have come up later. They're like, by the way, this one character's epileptic. I'm like, no.
You know that in like the climax, they're gonna go into like epileptic shock or seizure or whatever the fuck. And it's gonna like, I'm like, no.
That's like
this Chekhov's gun is so planted.
It's, what's it called? It's like when you play Rogue Legacy and you see your character disability, and you're just like, oh, well, this is gonna fuck me in this way, and I know it. Like,
I can't wait for this exact thing to come up.
Yeah.
Speaking of this season of BoJack, every time anything's established like that, you're like, oh no.
I think my favorite is when they just like blatantly throw the Chekhov's gun at you because you already know the payoff to it. So they just like, it would be crazy if this string of events happened exactly as I say them would.
Well, that's Todd's choice. Todd's role is to just narrate what his own specific undoing is going to be later.
Yeah.
But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done.
I feel like both an antigen and a vaccine would be easier said than done.
Oh my god, I just realized the timing of this. Yeah. This video is going to go up tomorrow, which is the day of the Zero Escape finale, which is also, so all at once we're going to have the conclusion to a virus-driven story and the viral episode of this thing where they're establishing the virus is here, and I'm playing Pathologic, a game about a plague town and quarantine. Some,
I guess
so shocking consistency.
This month's theme is viruses.
The theme of this episode is everyone's going to die. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. I joke, but that's basically the scariest thing about modern society.
What is that? A virus is probably going to end up killing all of us because we lack the two most important things that can prevent it: teamwork and people being being aware of it.
Not even just that, but we have one of the biggest problems is that we're so interconnected and have so much cross-world travel every day, all the time, so non-stop, that if a surprise horrible virus comes out, like, it gets around fast. And if it's dangerous enough, that's like a very real risk to the entirety of society. Like, it's almost a more believable end for us than like the more apocalyptic ones people usually talk about, like, oh, a meteor strike or a solar wind burns the planet or we nuke each other or whatever. I'm just like, what about surprise bug though, where just like our interconnectedness becomes our downfall?
That was a thing that happened actually in the news recently from it was posted on the Discord, but like a flight from Dubai to New York, and like I think it was like 10 people had the flu. And they all developed symptoms of it during the flight. Yeah, like something really bad happened, and wasn't it like a quarantined flight or something? That was so specific and weird because it was literally a flight from my country to the country you just moved to. Yeah, but like, also yeah, it was like, yeah, they had, because they didn't know why the people, like why 10 people just suddenly started vomiting profusely. So they had to like quarantine the plane and like deal with it, and they figured out like, oh, they just have the flu, but they all just happen to get the flu at the same time on the same flight. Like, but it's like that. I guess it's a long enough flight that it would have time to develop. Yeah. I mean, Dubai to New York is probably like a 25-hour flight, so you're going through like almost an entire day. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's still just the idea. I think my longest flight ever is Hawaii. Isn't Hawaii like a 6-hour flight? It's, yeah, I think it's like 5 to 7 or something, like in that range. It's not insane. I've been on drives longer than that flight. Yeah, I was gonna say, I used to drive to Disneyland as a kid, and that was like an 8-hour drive. I've had a number of I've driven to South California, and I've driven to Las Vegas. And those are definitely longer than any flight I've ever been on. Yeah, my longest flight was... I can't even imagine. Yeah, my longest flight was to here, which was 16 hours.
The scary thing to me is just that like flights are so uncomfortable. Like being trapped somewhere for a whole day is not that crazy to me, but there's no comfort possible oftentimes in a plane seat. Like,
yeah, I think the worst part in a plane too is that
I don't know, on some level I could take like sleeping medication, but that doesn't work for a day.
Yeah, I mean that's what I did for Japan. Was I took like a tranquilizer and then I just knocked myself out for like 8 to 9 hours, and then I woke up and it was like, oh, it was a 13-hour flight, so I only have like 4 or 5 hours left. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like with Dubai, I was awake the entire flight, and I just kind of sat there and I was like, this is.
Wasn't that part of your strategy? Is you wanted to force yourself to sleep when you got there because then you could like set your sleep schedule?
Yeah, because Dubai is like 11 hours ahead.
Yeah, I've noticed.
So so it would be
we
such a piece of shit.
We record all these episodes in your evening and my morning.
Yeah, but it would be like such a shit show to arrive having been well rested, and I'm arriving at like late at night, and it's like, oh, I gotta go to bed or else I'm gonna just be fucked.
Shit.
So yeah, I mean, I think I did the same thing with France too. I like just didn't sleep, and then I arrived, and then I was like, man, I gotta go to bed. Like, and then just
I've never flown to a different country.
That's probably good because it sucks.
Or have like, I? Oh no, I've flown to no, never mind. I've flown to Mexico.
I still really don't feel like that ever counts.
I mostly remember walking across the border or driving across the border a few times, but I have flown there once. You've
never flown out of the continent, I guess. I mean, Hawaii technically counts, but
Hawaii is out of the continent.
But like, it's still
it's just the same country.
Yeah,
well, that's colonialism for you.
But I get, I mean, the main focal,
they could have been their own nation, but we were like, nah.
They were their own nation, and then we said nah.
Yeah,
that's how all of America worked. People were just there.
I was thinking, speaking of which, it is getting late for you. Let's just push to the next time the save icon pops up.
Okay.
Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained.
Wow.
Damn. Although I guess that's what an antiviral's for. Wait.
Yeah.
That's a good antiviral though, yeah. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of the symptoms.
What the fuck?
Right. Okay, so they meant 100% recovery could be obtained in some cases. They're not saying that they will have a 100% success rate. They're just saying that it's possible to treat somebody where they fully recover, which is, the intended outcome of medicine.
I mean, still the idea that you could have a 100% recovery if you're given it within a certain time frame, and then there's even if they already have onset symptoms, they get an 80% like recovery rate is like, that's absurdly good. It's
80%. It's an 80% recovery rate or survival rate with a possibility of 100% recovery. Which is not in that case, like that, the use of 100% there is not a statistic. It's the individual person might be able to fully recover. Which, where's that for HIV, right?
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, like, there's so many.
The entire thing.
If you could do that for Ebola, it would change so much about the world. Like,
but there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects in the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications.
Isn't that just called overdosing?
I think it's the bleeding out of the face thing we saw.
Oh.
For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus, but then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Dino DNA. These images, this isn't even photographs anymore. Like, they had to render all these things from scratch. Doesn't work on. Oh, we have two. Okashi's Pharmaceuticals nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as DDS. Nanomachines, son.
Technology created and or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on the atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and material science. The United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development.
Nanotechnology.
Acronym for drug delivery system. Such a system administers ultra microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body.
They're drug delivering nanomachines. Osawa had jumped onto it immediately, but by administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. Is this a new one? Ah, it is.
Oh, it has a video?
It has a video!
Because the DDS can be used to deliver a drug with...
It's the game's first video.
Because the DDS can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it is needed, it can greatly reduce the side effects of even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceutical utilizes advanced high-tech polymers, which ensure that the capsules containing the drug are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration.
And it's like the most unnecessary visual aid.
I mean,
because all it is showing it's a nanomachine that delivers the drug. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, no, we need to show it to you in a video because it's just too complicated to not see.
I mean, I wish 999 had that for some parts.
Yeah, I'm just interested in this sudden revelation that this is going to be a thing. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy, along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. I think we're finding out that the nanomachines are killing people. Oh my god.
A pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired results when treating a medical condition, but many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects.
The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans.
That is so expensive.
That's exactly what you said.
It is so expensive to do trials on monkeys. Experiments involving drugs or medical techniques.
Skip to the humans, it's easier.
Well, I mean, no, but monkeys would be better than rats, because rats are kind of worthless as test subjects, but, experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty, which at some point then, when the fuck do you want us to test drugs? You just want us to never make drugs ever again? Okay, fine. Like...
It's what happens when you have a gray area. There will be people arguing on both sides. Ultimately,
like I agree.
Also, Helsinki.
I agree you shouldn't use animal testing for like shampoo. Like fuck you. I don't.
Or Helsinki. It's not an S at all with the K. Oh, that blows my mind.
Helsinki.
Helsinki, maybe.
Helsinki.
Huh.
Helsinki.
I don't know. There's so many ways you could enunciate that one. You'll never survive my Helsinki attack.
When a new drug is being prepared for government approval, after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans clinical trials that elevate its safety and sustainability. Such tests are frequently conducted on both... Suitability, sorry. Such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. That's an interesting little tabloid about Japanese medicine.
I got to hear TeamSpeak auto-adjust on the fly, because the tooth whistle was so loud, it dampened your audio for like the next 3 seconds and then slowly brought you back.
So what was?
You did a tooth whistle?
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
And it was so loud in TeamSpeak that TeamSpeak turned you down like 20 decibels and slowly brought you back over the course of the next 3 seconds.
Jesus.
But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt Akashi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of the development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. Oh? Oh, we're calling somebody else. Has a save happened yet? I haven't noticed.
I don't know.
Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? He was just here a second ago. He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside.
What's this about, sir?
This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale.
It can't be.
Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the Ue virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked.
No, sir.
These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same... that is you.
That's me. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? That information isn't,
Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened another email from A. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes.
I'll look into this on my end, sir. Tanaka said.
He
He
hesitated uncomfortably.
Sir, just to make sure, Are
you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa asked. Naka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you.
I appreciate that, sir.
Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study.
What was that about?
I don't know. Fucking... That's gonna come up later. Next episode, because that game just saved. Boom! We're free for now.
Oh.
Boom. Wow, more time has already passed. What?
Wow.
It's already 11:20. It's later than it was. How?
Okay.
They had a lot of stuff happened with them, and somehow it's later in the day already. And all we did was we read an email and had micro conversations, and it's been 20 minutes. I don't understand. Time.
Yeah, but suddenly we're going in increments of 5 now, thanks to Osawa.
No, we've always been going in increments of 5.
No, Tama wasn't.
Yeah, these are 5 minutes apart. They've always been 5 minutes. Boop,
I thought it started at 11 and then ended at 11:15.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there's these handful of chunks. I think the main thing is it might have been... Yeah, because that's 11:15. That's 11:20. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I think I don't think we had an 11:05 before. So I think that might have been not had a space before, because nothing on the circle was 11:05 yet.
Well, that's a good sign. That means that there's an open space that we can save Tama in.
Also, this is definitely a choice over here.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see if we've made a horrible mistake by letting her see the emails, because it did not come up. But
she didn't mention that she saw them.
I guess we'll see what happens next time. This game's interesting, and it's all over the place. And I don't know who this guy is yet, so we still have a whole new character to meet. Oh boy.
I'm continually not disappointed by this game.
Yeah, it's neat. See you guys next time.